Have you ever stopped to think, whose fault is it that you don't have money? Maybe you believe it's the government, your boss, the company you work for, or even the unfair market. But the truth, and this one will hurt us, that the money you don't have is your fault. Hard to hear, right? But it's the stark reality. Most people spend their entire lives looking for someone to blame to justify their financial hardship, when, in practice, the only person responsible for it is themselves. And no, this has nothing to do with your background, the neighborhood you were born in, or the hardships you've faced. People much poorer than you have risen from nothing and built empires. People who had nothing, no education, no connections, no luck. They only had one thing, a desire to change their own reality. As long as you're stuck in the idea that it's everyone else's fault, you'll remain trapped in the mediocre life you lead. The day you understand that everything depends solely and exclusively on you, that day, it will be the first step to changing your financial destiny. But until that day arrives, the money doesn't arrive either. Now tell me, how many times have you caught yourself saying, "I just never had the opportunity"? This is one of the biggest self-deceptions there is. The perfect excuse for those who lack the courage to admit their own financial failure. And you know what? Opportunities don't fall from the sky. Opportunities are created, sought, and provoked. There's no such thing as "I never had a chance in my life." Those who wait for the perfect opportunity are the same ones who wait for luck to knock on the door. And do you know when that will happen? Never. While you waste time lamenting, there are people out there making things happen. There are people starting from scratch, selling cakes, reselling clothes, opening an Instagram profile, and making money with whatever they have on hand. There are people who wake up earlier, sleep later, study while others are complaining. These people don't wait for the ideal opportunity because they know that's a fantasy. They create their own opportunities every day. So what? Will you keep saying you never had a chance? Or will you understand once and for all that those who create are you the opportunity? And then comes the third excuse. My boss doesn't value me. This one is classic, and it's perfect for those who want to remain stuck in mediocrity. It's so easy to blame your boss, your manager, your employer. But have you ever stopped to think about the following? Do you really do something that deserves to be valued? Do you deliver more than expected, or are you that employee who only does the minimum, who clocks in and is already thinking about leaving? The truth hurts, but it needs to be said. No one will value someone who doesn't value themselves first. If you don't deliver excellence, if you don't stand out, if you don't study to be better, if you don't strive for results beyond expectations, why on earth should anyone value you? Your salary today is exactly proportional to what you deliver. It's that simple. If you don't like what you earn, either change your attitude or move, but stop blaming your boss. While you're complaining about the company, there are people growing within it or starting their own businesses. What about you? Will you stay in your comfort zone, or will you wake up to life? Let's talk about the fourth barrier, fear, and the insecurity that paralyzes you. This is one of the biggest saboteurs of your financial success, and you may not even realize you're falling victim to it. How many times have you thought about changing jobs, starting a business, investing in something new, but fear of failure has held you back? Insecurity about the future, doubts about your ability or deservingness, and the worry of what others will think. All of this creates an invisible prison that prevents you from taking action. But know this, those who don't face their fear remain in the same place, trapped in financial and personal stagnation. What separates those who succeed in transforming their lives from those who stay the same is precisely the courage to take the first step, even if shaky, even without a guarantee of success. And what have you been doing to overcome this fear? Have you been studying, seeking mentors, planning? Or are you waiting for the right moment, which never comes? Because the truth is, the right moment is now, and the only way to overcome this barrier is by facing it head-on, one step at a time. Fifth point, the false belief that you depend on others to prosper. Many believe they need financial support from family, a boss, the government, or some outside help to finally change their lives. This dependence creates a victim mentality that paralyzes and limits your potential. You hand over the responsibility for your success to others, thus relinquishing control of your financial life. Ask yourself, how many times have you blamed someone, your boss, a politician, the market for your money problems? How many times have you waited for someone else to change so you could move forward? The hard truth is that no one will change your situation for you. Only you can take control of your life, make the difficult decisions, and act to transform your destiny. Those who depend on others will never be free. Those who truly take responsibility forge their own path. Now, where have you placed your trust? In others or in yourself? Sixth point, the excuse of low wages and bad jobs that prevent you from growing financially. Many people believe that the only barrier to earning more money is a low salary or a job that doesn't offer opportunities. But this is an excuse that hides a lack of action to seek alternatives. While many complain, few invest in themselves, learn new skills, take courses, or seek sources of additional income. The truth is that employment may be limited, but your potential and creativity to change this situation are limitless. What's holding you back isn't the market or your boss. It's your lack of action to step out of your comfort zone and build your own financial path. How many times have you stopped trying out of fear or complacency? How many times have you settled for little, hoping that luck or the government would solve the problem? This mindset is a prison. The money you don't have today is the result of these choices. Take responsibility and strive to grow regardless of external conditions. After all, it's not the market that grows, it's you. Seventh point, emotional and chemical addictions as invisible barriers to your financial success. Many people don't realize that their own habits, thoughts, and even addictions can be sabotaging their financial lives. Whether it's addiction to alcohol, drugs, gambling, or even procrastination and constant fear that paralyze action, all of these consume energy, time, and focus that could be used for growth. Emotional addictions like low self-esteem, anger, resentment, envy, or anxiety create a negative cycle that impedes progress. When you're stuck in these patterns, it's difficult to maintain the discipline, motivation, and clarity needed to make smart financial decisions. Recognizing that these addictions exist is the first step to change, because denying them is remaining trapped. The pain of admitting this reality is great, but the pain of remaining in the same situation is even greater. Those who don't win these internal battles will hardly win their financial battles. Lack of money is often a direct consequence of this unaddressed struggle. Eighth point, the role of the environment and the people around you, do they help or hinder your financial growth? Often, you're surrounded by people who don't want you to succeed, who don't believe in your potential, or who unconsciously sabotage your chances of prosperity. Whether it's your partner, family, friends, co-workers, or even your boss, they all directly influence your mindset and behavior. If you're surrounded by negative people who complain, who are afraid of success, or who simply don't care about your growth, you may be carrying a huge burden. It's difficult to grow financially when your environment isn't supportive, when you receive destructive criticism or a lack of encouragement. This isn't an excuse, but it's a real factor that must be addressed. The good news is that you can choose your companions, seek mentors, distance yourself from toxic influences, and build a network that fuels your growth. And if you don't, you'll remain stuck in the same place because your environment is what most determines where you'll go. So ask yourself, who's there for you to help you grow? Who's holding you down? Recognizing these influences may hurt, but it's essential for change. Ninth point, the truth about the excuses we make to justify our lack of money. It's time to face the excuses you repeat to yourself and others. Have you ever heard or said phrases like, "I don't have the opportunity. The crisis is tough. I wasn't born to be rich. My boss doesn't value me," or "My family doesn't support me"? These excuses are comfortable because they relieve you of responsibility. But the truth is, they are the biggest barriers to your prosperity. Each excuse creates a mental prison that prevents you from taking action and changing your reality. It's easy to blame external factors, but this doesn't provide a solution. It only increases the cycle of stagnation. Those who succeed aren't those who never face difficulties, but those who haven't accepted excuses as the final answer. If you want to truly change, you need to recognize that these excuses are just stories you tell yourself to feel less guilty about not taking action. And the most painful yet liberating process is accepting that change depends solely on you. There's no point in waiting for the government, your boss, or luck to change your financial life. The only person who can transform your money is you. This is the painful yet liberating truth. 10th point, the power of self-accountability to transform your financial life. Now that you understand that the money missing from your account is a result of your choices, thoughts, and attitudes, it's time to embrace self-accountability. This means taking complete control of your financial life without blaming anyone or anything for what happens to your money. Self-accountability is the key that opens doors to real and lasting change. It's recognizing that you have the power and the obligation to change your habits, learn more, seek opportunities, and act differently. It's accepting that, no matter how difficult it may be, the final decision is in your hands, not in the hands of others. This is the attitude of winners, of those who thrive even amid crises and difficulties. From that moment on, you stop being a victim of circumstances and become the protagonist of your own story. Transformation begins within you, and only you can take this step. So, ask yourself, are you willing to take this responsibility and fight for the money you deserve? If the answer is yes, you're already on the path to financial freedom. And if you'd like help on this journey, stay with me, and together we'll discover how to transform this reality.